Hello friends, Scott from Platte River Keto. If you're new to my channel, welcome. On my channel, you get to come along for the ride on my keto journey. I update you once a week on my keto progress and then try to check in with you at least one other day during the week to share something, usually something I've discovered about the ketogenic lifestyle, but sometimes just something I've discovered about this little journey that we call life. Today, as promised, you get to cook with us. Say hi, Liz.
Hi.
Yeah, Liz is actually here. As a matter of fact, you're going to mostly see Liz. We decided that rather than having the little me and Liz video at the beginning, I was just going to kind of introduce things, and then I'm going to turn it over to Liz. Today we're going to be cooking. We're going to be baking, actually. We're going to do a recipe, a Valentine's Day recipe. And this is a recipe that Liz and I have enjoyed for many years, which is the chocolate raspberry cookies. Now, years ago, when we first discovered the chocolate raspberry cookie recipe, obviously neither one of us was keto. I've been keto for about 18 months, and Liz has been keto for about a year? 6 months less than me, 4 months less than me, 3 months less than me. I can't remember. But she's been keto not quite as long as I have, but certainly not long enough to have ever tried a chocolate raspberry cookie recipe. So, Liz has done a lot of work on this. I will say that this recipe is based off of the blueberry muffin top cookie recipe to some degree. We got our inspiration from Emily from Ready Set Keto, and we kind of messed with it from there. Also looked at a couple of recipes that are on the Keto Chow website for their cookies for, Liz, you can help me out here.
Mint chocolate cookies.
The mint chocolate cookies?
For the Keto Chow. Also, Emily referenced the butterscotch cookies made with banana Keto Chow.
Okay, so that's where these come from. I will say that Liz has messed with this enough that we're going to call this Liz Odell's recipe, and we're definitely going to give her credit for this now. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and switch, and the person who actually knows what they're doing is going to go ahead and take over from here. All right, as you can see, we've switched it up. A much better looking person is now in front of the camera. So Liz, take it away.
Okay, so I did call these chocolate raspberry cookies. I did mess around a lot with the recipe, and I learned in college that if you change one or two ingredients, not like ingredients but amounts, you call it your own, so I'm calling it my own recipe.
So this is Liz's recipe?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I just added a whole stick or half a cup of butter. It does need to be softened, otherwise it won't mix well. And then you're going to add in 3 tablespoons of, I'm just going to call it sugar, but it's erythritol.
It's erythritol, not sugar. We know we're keto bakers. We don't bake with sugar.
Right.
So this is the sugar. This is the erythritol. Okay.
Yeah, and I actually use the Lancanto Golden Monk Fruit, but the monk fruit has erythritol in it. I just couldn't find Swerve at the moment. It works the same though. So I'm adding that in with the butter, and we'll cream that.
You can hear the sound of a mixer going. All right.
Get the sugar all mixed in with the butter. Okay. Then as that's mixing, you can kind of see that's all mixed up now. The sugar's all mixed in with the butter. Okay, next we're gonna crack an egg. A lot of people think you crack an egg on the side of a bowl. That splinters the egg more and you get more shells in there, so it's actually smarter to do it on a countertop or a plate. You still crack it, but you don't get as many sharp fragments and you get less chance of having eggshell, even though I just got eggshell in your thing.
From the peanut gallery, I always do it wrong anyway, guys. So
Okay, got that eggshell out. Gonna get this other one in. Okay, 2 eggs. Okay, you're gonna add your eggs in. Cream your butter with your eggs. Just get it all mixed in really well. And trim it up a little bit. Okay, you wanna get your eggs really mixed in well with your other wet ingredients, your butter and your sugar. So it's a nice combined mixture. It might take a minute or two to fully combine, but it's important to get that combined. While that's creaming, I'm gonna add the rest of my ingredients. I add them to a sifter because sometimes you get little chunks in there, especially with the Keto Chow, and you don't want little dry spots in your cookies, so it's nice if you can get those mixed in. Okay, I'm adding in 3 tablespoons of coconut flour. Okay, I like coconut flour. It's got a slight sweetness to it. It does absorb moisture more, so be careful when using it. 2 tablespoons cocoa powder for some extra chocolate, dark chocolate, as must be in my ingredients. A full serving of chocolate Keto Chow. One of the most popular flavors, Keto Chow.
I think it is the most popular flavor by a long ways, if I'm remembering correctly from the last time we saw Chris do the little graph or whatever.
And then a teaspoon of baking powder, so it'll add up nicely, mix up nicely, and then I just kind of sift it into my bowl here. As you can see, it kind of combines it all nicely. You can kind of see those chunks in there. That's what you don't want, that's why you sift it. It also adds air in, which makes it nice and fluffy. And then I'm gonna just kind of push those down with my fingers to kind of get them nice and...
In case you're wondering, I'm impatient. That's why I turned up the mixer. I can't help myself.
Okay, get all those little clumpies mixed in.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Now you can see all my ingredients nicely sifted together. I'm gonna add those in to my bowl here. Okay, and I'm gonna mix up my dry ingredients now with my wet ingredients. You do want to go slower on this because you don't want a chocolate bomb going off and exploding everywhere.
Oh, come on. I want a chocolate bomb going off and exploding everywhere.
It makes a big mess.
It does. Well, okay. We don't want to make a big mess.
Okay, and you can see how well that quickly combines together. The Keto Chow actually is really thickened, so it thickens everything up quite nicely.
That looks yummy.
So you can see it's quite a thick mixture now. Next, I'm going to add some raspberry syrup, just half a teaspoon. It gives it some extra raspberry flavor because I didn't think it had enough raspberry flavor the first time with just
That's right, and I will say, guys, that Liz, when I say that she messed with this recipe, we made, what, 3 batches of these last week? So
and each was a different version of it.
It was Goldilocks.
Yes.
We had to get it just right, and now it is just right. We're going to share the recipe with you, so feel special,
Okay.
everybody.
Okay, I promise my hands were clean. I washed them. Wrong button.
Plus, at the end of the day, you and I are eating these. Ha ha.
Okay, mix in your raspberry syrup and your sour cream. So it's all mixed in nicely. Woo! Habit. Sorry guys, my mixer at home, the on and off is on the right side and it's throwing me.
Yes, and we don't, ours actually isn't that big, right? We don't have the little up and down.
Ours is about half that size. Now I'm gonna add in a 1/4 cup of raspberries. My pot doesn't have any fresh raspberries right now, or they're like really expensive. So I just got frozen raspberries. They work just as well. And when they're thawed out, you're just gonna mush them into cookies.
They're
anyways.
probably better than bad fresh raspberries from halfway around the world, I would actually think. Now, these are not the great ones from my parents.
No, I wish we had those.
We didn't even think about that. We got some frozen from Walmart.
Well, yeah, the frozen ones at your parents' house, they're all gone too.
Oh, well, that's too bad.
Okay, I'm mixing my raspberries really good. Okay, you can see it kind of giving it a pinkish hue to your chocolate.
Mm-hmm. That's going to make it taste yummy and raspberry.
Yes. Okay. So I'm going to take my lovely beater off here and scrape it all in. Notice I still have an ingredient left. I promise you, I'm not going to forget the chocolate chips.
No, Liz would not forget chocolate chips. If it's not chocolate, it's not worth it. So when we
Right?
decided we were going to do a Valentine's recipe, it was going to be chocolate. So
Well, and it had to be chocolate and raspberry because what screams Valentine's more than chocolate and raspberries?
you know, people say chocolate and strawberries, but those people are wrong.
No, especially if you're
Yeah, see?
keto and you don't like a lot of extra sweet gooey things. I prefer dark chocolate and raspberry to anything. I'm kind of a more bitter flavor. If you line up chocolate all
Yeah,
in a row,
my wife is super bitter.
I'll go for the more dark side of the chocolate. Okay.
No, and she's right. Actually, you know, she's usually right about most things, but she's definitely right about this. So
Okay.
got some looks like some sour cream there at the top. We got to kind of mix in a little bit.
Well, yeah. That's what the scraper
That's what this
for.
part's for. I know.
Okay, get your scraper. Mix it kind of in a little bit more. Okay, it doesn't make a ton of cookies, but...
But we don't want a ton
enough.
of cookies
No,
because
no.
Scott would eat them all. And even as a keto treat, I don't need 4 dozen cookies.
Okay, so I'm going to add in half a cup of chocolate chips because, again, if it's not chocolate, if it's not worth it, and I, again, like the dark chocolate chips, and you just mix those in by hand. It does require some arm strength.
And those are Bake Believe, right?
Yeah, Bake Believe or Lily's.
You can
just
get Lily's, right.
Sugar-free chocolate chips. Walmart carries Bake Believe, so that's what I buy.
Yep. And we are definitely going to get you guys the recipe for this. And we're going to link also in the description of the video where you can get these products on Amazon. So be excited about that.
So now I have my parchment paper lined cookie sheets. If I remember right, this makes about 15, 20 cookies or so. We'll see how many makes today. Because it depends on how big my scoops are.
That's right.
Okay, so I'm going to scoop my cookies onto my cookie sheet, make sure I usually tell my students about 2 finger widths apart. They will, melt down a little bit. If you don't have a cookie scoop, you can just use a tablespoon, soup spoon.
Not a tablespoon as in the measuring spoon, but an actual spoon that one uses at the table?
Yes, because a tablespoon is too small, because you want them about 2 tablespoons width, which is what
the scoop is, right?
Scoop is, yeah. And I can't remember what the actual scoop is called. It's like a number 4, I don't know. But we'll link it on Amazon, so if you don't have one, I live and die by my cookie scoops.
And we live and die by Amazon because we live in the middle of nowhere.
Yes. If
So,
it's not at Walmart, then it's
If
coming through Amazon.
it's not at Walmart, we're buying it on Amazon. That is almost always true, especially when it comes to like kitchen things, and because we don't really have one of those stores here in North
No.
Platte.
Like you said, if it's not at Walmart, it's not happening unless it's through Amazon.
Yup.
Okay. So there's 12.
And we have preheated, guys, an oven to 350 degrees.
Yes.
And these are going to bake for 15 minutes once we get them all on here and ready to go.
You make sure that you get a chocolate chip in each scoop. That's important. Otherwise, your cookies might not taste as good. I like to make sure there's a cookie.
So I'd like you to look here, Liz. Now, you're guaranteeing a chocolate chip in every cookie. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
Okay.
Hence the reason I increased the amount of chocolate chips, because the first batch did not have enough chocolate chips.
That's true.
And I thought the cookies tasted a little on the dry side.
We did try them. I'll have to admit, I think all 3 recipes were pretty good. They certainly are all gone, so they must have been okay.
Yes. Okay, so I got an odd number of cookies. I have 17 cookies.
That's all right. You're married to an odd person. That works out okay.
Okay. And this is what aprons are for, to wipe your hands. This is why I wear an apron, because I can never get my fingers to stay clean when I go.
All right, so these are now going to go in the oven.
Yes.
And into a 350-degree oven they go.
Of course they won't. These will just go on top.
All right.
Okay.
All right, so it's been 15 minutes. Here we go. And I would say we're looking for golden brown and delicious, but with chocolate cookies, they look golden brown even if they're raw. So
I like to give my cookies a little bang when they come out of the oven, just to make sure they kind of
I know, flatten out a little bit.
flatten out a little bit more.
So we are now going to transfer these over to the wire rack here to cool. And the next time you're going to see us is when we're tasting these delicious things back at home. And we're back. So we have finished letting these cool. And we are, I was going to say we're going to try them, but we've tried them before. We know they're good, but we're going to have them.
I don't care. I'm having another one.
So we're going to, yes? Okay. And I would say that they're somewhere between a muffin top and a cookie. So if you're looking for like a fudgy chocolate cookie, they're not really fudgy.
They're a little cakey,
They're a little cakey.
which they're supposed to be.
Yep. And definitely the raspberry flavor is there. Like Liz said when we were making the recipe, definitely adding that syrup, that raspberry syrup, adds just a little extra kick of raspberry, which is pretty good. So, hope you guys try these. I hope you like them. Happy Valentine's Day to all you married folk out there. Those in relationships, hooray for Valentine's Day. Happy Single Awareness Day to everybody else. And, yeah, we'll talk to you guys again soon.